Hey everybody, it's Dr. Khadisha, your board certified emergency medicine physician. Hi, Dr. Dietrich. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for being my business buddy and partner on Perspectives in Primary Care, where we've got an inpatient medical doctor, an outpatient medical doctor. They're both primary care doctors, and they and I, the ER doctor, we discuss how people can get the best care, get continuous care from the ER, from the inpatient setting, and from the outpatient setting, and we all do it together. And nowhere else have I seen that it is that a patient can get all three perspectives in one place. That was a great idea that Dr. Dietrich had. And again, who am I? I'm Dr. Khadisha. I'm your board certified emergency medicine physician, sports medicine fellow, concierge physician, flight doctor, and author of the book, Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. It's what an ER doctor would tell you if she only had the time. And it's Memorial Day weekend. There are a lot of things that are going on, good things, but there's also the risk of some bad things happening. And I worked yesterday a 24-hour shift. I'm just recovering. And one of my first patients was someone who tried to break up a dog fight. Two dogs were fighting. I think one of them was a Labrador, and he must have just gotten in there with his hands and ended up getting bitten by both dogs. And he had bites from here all the way down to here. And I had to sew up about 8 lacerations. And there's always the risk of infection. We don't really like to sew up dog bites on extremities, but if they're gaping enough, then you have to throw a few stitches in. So this gentleman had to get injected with lidocaine multiple times for 8 different dog bites. And, he got antibiotics, but there's still the fear of infection. But anyway, just so you can avoid his fate, especially this weekend, it's a beautiful day, pets are out and everything. I need to tell everyone how best to stop a dog fight so that you can avoid being attacked by the dogs, okay? Because this patient got bitten by 2 dogs. Luckily, he knew them, because then there's the concern about rabies shots and things like that. So again, hi Toya, thanks for coming in. Thanks so much for coming in. Toya's an awesome nurse. Okay, guys, so how to break up a dog fight. Okay, honestly, I'm not going to risk myself to do that. I've sewn up too many people, but sometimes, despite our best efforts to monitor interactions between dogs get into fights. And to reduce the likelihood of injuries to all parties involved, both you and the dogs, here are some guidelines. Okay, so the first thing is stay calm. Stay calm. You'll be able to separate 2 fighting dogs more safely and efficient if you keep your wits about you. Don't grab your dog by the collar if he or she starts to fight with another dog, because the dog may instinctively whip their head around and bite you. And that's even if they've never bitten you before, even if they've been as sweet as pie to you before. Without any past aggression, your dog might bite you for the first time if you try to grab them by the collar as they're about to fight another dog. So don't do that, you might get bitten. The bite might have been intended for the other dog, but because you interceded in that way, you could get bitten. So that's the first thing. Don't panic. Don't grab them by the collar. First thing, use a barrier. To physically separate the 2 dogs. First, try spraying the dogs with a hose or dumping a bowl of water on their heads. Even if you have a cold drink, try, dumping that over the dogs if that's all you got available. Try throwing a large blanket, a towel, or a jacket over both dogs. some dogs will stop fighting if they can no longer see their opponent. Okay. I see that. I see Toya. Okay. See, it happened. It even happened to her mama. It happens to a lot of us. And so that's the importance. Thank you for mentioning that. It's just all the more reasons why we need to talk about this. So guys, please hit like, please share. I appreciate your comments and everything. Yeah, keep the comments coming. But yeah, hit like, please share this. Start a watch party if you can, because so many people love their dogs and they risk their own safety just for this reason. And I'm trying to prevent this. So throw a large blanket, a towel, a jacket, dump water over their heads. Even if you have your iced tea, definitely, try that first. So that's okay. Otherwise, you can try to put something in between the dogs, like a garbage can, a piece of wood or cardboard, even a folded lawn chair. If you could try that, just some kind of barrier to put between the dogs. Plan B, if those other methods are not effective, you may have to physically separate the dogs. Honestly, I'm not a dog person. I'm not gonna put my flesh anywhere near two fighting dogs, but I know how much people love their dogs. So if you have to put a part of your body near these two fighting dogs, if you're wearing pants or boots or shoes, use your lower body instead of your hands to break up the fight. If your legs and feet are covered, they are much more protected than your hands, and your legs are the strongest parts of your body. So try that. Still, and I think this is obvious, be aware of the potential risk of injury to yourself. This method isn't recommended for large dogs like German Shepherds, since, that it's an even worse bite, and it's hours and, hundreds of dollars for you in the emergency department getting, tons of injections of lidocaine while you're getting stitches put in, because a few seconds of emotion. Okay, so if you feel that it's necessary to grab the dogs, how about you and a helper or the owner of the other dog approach the dogs together and try to separate them at the same time. Take hold of your dog's back legs at the very top, just under the hips, right where the legs connect to the body. Avoid grabbing the lower parts of their legs, because you could cause serious injury if you don't grab them close enough to the body. So, don't grab their ankles or their paws. Grab just under the hips. Excuse me. Okay, so grab the dog's legs just under the hips and lift them like you're lifting a wheelbarrow. And so lift the dogs back in so that the dog's hind legs are lifted off the ground, and then move backwards. So move backwards away from the other dog. And then once you're a few steps away, turn the dog like 180 degrees. Hi, Dr. Carol. Thanks for joining me. Turn the dog 180 degrees. So, so if we're facing this way, that means you face that way. Back that way. Turn them in the completely opposite direction. So, hi, Dr. Carol. So we're talking about separating two dogs that are fighting. And if pouring water on them, throwing a blanket or a jacket or, a cold drink on them doesn't work, and you feel the need to physically involve yourself to separate the dogs, we're talking about the plan B. So that's maybe both dogs' owners lifting the legs up of the dogs right under the hips and then turning in the exact opposite direction. So 180 degrees. Okay, and then once the dogs have been separated, keep them out of each other's sight. They may start to fight again. The dogs may start to fight again when they see each other. Put your dog in the car or behind a closed door as soon as possible, and use a belt or a tie as a temporary leash if the dog does not have one. If you are alone, tie one dog to an immovable object and remove the other dog to another location. Okay, so finally, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Know your dog. Just like humans, Dogs have body language too, and it's an important component of canine communication. So start being aware of your dog's body language so that you can detect when your dog is uncomfortable around other dogs or more likely to respond aggressively. Examples of that feeling of a dog can be, if their body is stiff, if their hackles are raised, if they have a stiff wagging tail, if they exhibit direct eye contact, dilated pupils, turning their head away, and lip licking. When you notice those kinds of changes in your dog's body language, calmly remove your dog from the situation and environment to prevent an aggressive confrontation. Furthermore, if your dog easily escalates to aggression or gets overexcited while playing around other dogs or worried, then consider using a Halti, Halti head collar. Such a head collar will allow you to redirect your dog's head as soon as they start to aggress or show signs of distress. And I'm saying this because you just don't know what it's like to have, if you haven't had a dog bite already, what it's like to have to go to the ER and pay hundreds of dollars and, be in there for, maybe a couple hours, depending on the number of dog bites you have, and having to worry about infection of your arm or your hand. Especially the hand that you write with. Dog bites are no joke. Animal control has to get involved, especially if you don't know if that dog has received its shots or not. I've treated patients who've been bitten by other people's dogs, even neighbors' dogs, and the neighbors will not help them in any way. The neighbors won't tell you if the dog has had its shots, because most likely the dog hasn't had its shots. And then we have to talk about rabies shots with you, and that's like a series of shots. It's just not one and done. It's a series of shots that you may have to get, also while taking antibiotics and worrying about infection of your hands or your arm, and then, the scars that could last a lifetime, and it's very painful. The patient I had yesterday was in so much pain, and, he was just bleeding from multiple bites, and, his weekend is, just greatly affected by those few seconds in which these dogs were fighting, and he decided to involve his upper extremities. So first of all, when you see two dogs fighting, don't panic. Plan A, use a barrier, pour water over their heads, a cold drink over their heads. Even if it's a fizzy drink, use it if that's all you have. Throw up a blanket, large towel, jacket. Some dogs will stop seeing each other if they stop fighting each other if they can't see each other, or try, cardboard boxes, garbage cans, folded lawn chairs, those things like that. And then plan B, we talked about how to physically separate the dogs by grabbing their hind legs just below the hips and then turning the dog in the complete opposite direction. So please, I hope you share this, hit like, share this with as many people as you can, because so many people will be affected by dog bites this weekend and in these summer months. Please help them stay out of the emergency room. Help them avoid dog bites, infections, rabies shots, tetanus shots, and spending hundreds of dollars and a couple hours in the ER. Please help them. So again, this is Dr. Khadisha. I'm your board-certified emergency medicine physician and author of the book, Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. And please check out that book that has other ways to help you navigate an ER visit in the best way possible. Check it out at www.helpushelpyoubook.com. That's HELPUSHELPYOUBOOK.com, and follow me at Dr. Khadisha MD on Instagram at DrKadisha MD, Instagram and Twitter And thank you so much for watching this. I hope this information was valuable. If you don't have a dog, think of someone you know who just loves the heck out of their dog and would do anything for them. Don't have them risk their lives just to break up a dog fight. And be safe this weekend. And also, I have a secret. Something that I want to share with you. I'm developing a product so that you can have a bit of me with you to help keep you safe and feeling better, in addition to my book. And I will share that with you in the next couple of days. So please check that out. And I thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your weekend and be safe. Bye.